Hello and welcome to The Murder Mystery Machine. This is a point-and-click detective em-up, which I have dragged Damo along for. Say hello.
This isn't Scooby-Doo.
No, not quite. The murder mystery machine in question is this computer terminal which is glowing in ominous red on the title screen here. So maybe not quite Scooby-Doo, but it's the next best thing.
Well, it's not Wacky Racers either.
Oh, now there's a reference. Dig dastardly, my beloved. So, yeah, this is a indie title which I found on Switch, funnily enough, and it went on sale over Christmas for like £1, so I picked it up, and we're finally getting around to playing it.
Yes, but yes, I am here. Hello, everybody.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm all right, thanks.
Good. Are you ready to exercise your thinking muscles? Because I'm not.
No, neither am I.
Yeah. You've been what, sorry, you were saying?
No, it's all right. I've just been editing Lethal Company today.
Ah, well, if you want to see our Lethal Company shenanigans for nothing like this, go to Damo's channel in the description. But in the meantime, let's do some detective work.
Yay!
Episode 1, The Lamb and the Tyger, from Will Merrick to Cassandra Clark. To Cadet Clark, your excellent performance throughout the Academy these past 24 months has not gone unnoticed. You have ranked in the top percentile of graduates, and it is my pleasure to offer you your first position within the DCPD. You'll be stationed as the District Crime Agency, DCA, working out of Police Plaza as a junior detective, alongside Detective Nathaniel Houston. Further details will follow. We have no doubt you will prove to be a valued asset to the DCPD. Best wishes, Captain William Merrick. Okay.
So I'm guessing we've just been promoted to this position, then.
Yeah, we're fresh out of the academy, as it were.
Interesting. It was a very interesting intro as well. Not the art style I was expecting.
I quite like it.
Yeah.
This is a lot of the red lines connecting. So that meme from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia very highly applies to this.
This is interesting.
This is a point-and-click game, so we can decide where to go from clicking around. So I'm going to go talk to our colleague. It's very much like the X-Files, actually. We're shoved in the basement.
Yeah, the characters actually look like two characters from... Well, similar to... two characters from Alan Wake 2, which are a pair of FBI agents.
Ah, okay. Has that got kind of a bit of an X-Files influence as well, Alan Wake?
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet, so we'll get round to it eventually.
Yeah, we will. Eventually, yeah.
You must be Nathan, and you must be lost. Cassandra Clark. Hi. Hi. Don't usually get visitors down here. Come from the academy. It didn't work out well with my last intern. Maybe ask someone from upstairs. They didn't tell you? I'm your new partner. Ugh, I'm getting too old for this shit. Don't need a partner. I'm sure you don't. It's always good to have another pair of hands, though, isn't it? Look, Clarissa, the District Crime Agency isn't where anyone goes to start their career. This is where they bury you. Cassandra, but call me Cass. I was top of my class, degrees criminology, sociology. Class? How many hours have you got on the job? Yeah, geez. Do yourself a favour and go back upstairs and tell them they're wasting your time and mine. Jeez, he sounds like a dick, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's very much like the first episode of X-Files.
Yeah, it is. Sorry my presence bothers you, Detective, but I've been handpicked for this job. Oh yeah. So you must be Agent Spooky Mulder. I've read a lot about you. Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I just walked in off the street. Didn't come here to cause problems, came to help. Want to learn everything there is to know. If you really need to be here, go and don't cause problems over there. This isn't kindergarten, I don't have time to hold your hands. Great. You won't need to. So, this is another quite fun thing to do. You can zoom in the camera. This is probably going to be very laggy for you, but just trust me. Yep. You can rotate the camera around.
Yeah, rotate the angle of the room. Yeah. Nice.
There are things in the basement to interact with, such as the little notes on the wall and things, and we'll get more over time. But for now, let's investigate our current cases. So, scene 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is episode 1 of 8, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. So our first crime scene is the Daniels' residence.
I see.
I guess this must be Frank Daniels. It is. I recognise him from the TV. Who called it in? The neighbours. They said they heard a gunshot around 7:30. My mum voted for him in the last local election. You know he wanted pay rises for cops? Good night, sweet prince. Did they give us anything else to go on? That was it. So, how about it? How about what? You wanted to work at the DCA? Have at it, partner. Whoever did this wasn't taught to clean up after themselves. There's a lot of potential physical evidence lying around. Right, our objective: collect evidence and find the murder weapon. So we can walk around the room and investigate stuff and find stuff at different angles which potentially you couldn't see before.
Interesting.
So we had a gunshot at 7:30. First things first, I suppose, investigate the body.
Yeah, let's see if he's actually got a gunshot wound on him first.
This is the workspace, which shows pieces of evidence, gathered links, and the links between them. Gathering evidence from items and suspects will help you build up a better picture of the story. Linking related/contradictory evidence can unlock new dialogues and improve your score. So as we go along, we might find this and we can connect it to the knife, etc. They left at 9 PM, the murderer was at 11 PM. And that will allow us to probe extra lines of inquiry to potential suspects in the scene.
Fair
Cool.
enough. Well,
So,
there are no suspects here, but this is the first mission, so I'm assuming it's going to start out fairly easy.
yeah, so at the moment we have found the body of Frank Daniels. He's got a bullet wound, there is a 9mm shell casing which is left on the grounds, and there is blood left on the carpet.
Well,
So now we need to find all the other bits and pieces around the room, which we maybe can spot.
I've seen enough crime shows to know that leaving the casing behind at the scene of the crime is amateur work.
There is an open window with blood on the glass.
I see.
So maybe they snuck through the window.
Yeah.
After moving the body, potentially. Which is why there was blood on it. The other window is bolted shut. Okay. Oh yeah, I can click this as well to connect stuff together. And move things around to organise it. If I want to.
Right, okay, yeah. Well, if the other window was bolted shut,
Yes.
possible the killer came from inside the building.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
There we go.
Alright,
So
let's look for some more clues.
At the moment, it wants us to connect those together. It's kind of handing us the first step. This is the tutorial level.
Yeah, but do we know for a fact that the blood on the glass is the same as the blood on the carpet?
No, we don't.
What, the blood on the...
We don't. We don't have a positive match for it at the moment. It could be blood from the person who actually perpetrated. Maybe they cut themselves as they were coming through the window. That's the word.
Or maybe they got in a fight.
Yeah? There's blood on the carpet as well as on the broken window. We can get the lab to compare the samples to see if they both belong to the victim. You missed something else. I'm getting to it.
Please do that.
So we've got 2 potential blood samples at the moment, and the gun is just left on the floor over here. Why would the gun be left behind? Like, surely you'd want to dispose of the murder weapon. Each scene asks you to answer a series of questions related to who, what, why, when, where, etc., or how and who might the killer be. Some questions may have multiple answers. For instance, there may be 2 weapons that can be attached to a single what node, because there is the rifle and the handgun, for example. When you've unlocked all of them, we can then submit the evidence. You should only submit substantiated evidence. If you are trying to submit a Y node with no supporting evidence to give a motive by linking them together, you won't be able to submit it. So we have enough evidence to identify the murder weapon at this scene, which is the 9mm handgun.
Yes.
So we can put that as the what. Which we've got here.
Yep, that makes sense to me. Yes.
I'm just enjoying the music. Well, back to headquarters. At 8:30 in the morning, I'm up too early for this shit. How long will it take the lab to check the gun for fingerprints? Forever. How about testing the blood? The blood in the broken glass probably belongs to the killer. An eternity. So, what do we do next? I don't know. If only we had someone who was handpicked by the Academy. He's really not happy to see us, is he?
No.
Alright, let's talk to his wife then. Be keen to know where she was when all this was going down. She's a bit busy at the funeral parlour right now. How about we check his office? Thank God, Cassandra and her top grades are here to guide us. Lead the way.
Do we need him? Can we just do this on our own?
I mean, he's a bit of a dick, isn't he? He's even using a typewriter. Yeah. He's kind of cool. Things to interact with. We can make ourselves a coffee.
Ah.
Tasty. Caffeine. Not that I really drink coffee. I can't stand the taste of coffee, truth be told of you. I don't know about you.
It's palatable. I don't like it with sugar in it, though. Ugh.
I can't stand it. There's such something about hot drinks, and I just don't like the taste of coffee. Like, the smell of coffee, fine, it doesn't bother me, but it tastes absolutely foul.
I mean, I sometimes drink it. I don't always drink it.
I can't drink tea either. It tastes like polystyrene to me.
Weird.
So, these are the corridors of power. Not much to write home about. At least it's not a basement. Touché. Right, so, correct deductions, links, I should say, will be automatically coloured and locked for you for easy tracking, so give it a big tick. There is also a counter which tells you how many there are to make / you've got right. So you've got a rough idea of what you're working with. Links that substantiate evidence will remain red. This doesn't necessarily mean that they are right or wrong, however. So you could substantiate something with incorrect evidence, bear that in mind.
Yeah.
So we can talk to this lady who's over here, looking like she's walked.
Yes.
Well, looking like she's walked out of a 1950s movie. Hello. I'm Detective Clark. I was told this is where I could find Frank Daniels' secretary, Miss Rapino. Miss Rapino, hello. I'm sorry. Call me Nadine. Sure, why not? Very sorry for your loss, blah, 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 blah. It's such a shock. Oh. I'm not going to do silly voices for all the characters.
No,
Fuck it.
No. She does kind of look a bit like Miss Pauling.
She does, actually. I mean, it's that kind of 60s, 70s retro kind of style to it.
Yeah.
I mean, Miss Pauling is a secretary, so it's got that kind of vibe. I do get it.
Yeah.
I only realised recently why she's wearing purple as what Miss Pauling that is. It's because it's a combination of red and blue.
Okay.
I didn't put that together for the long... I've been playing TF2 since 2009, and I only worked that out like 6 months ago.
Well, isn't that like the standard uniform colour of the agency that they work for in the latest comic?
Yeah, that was made canon in the latest comic as well, which has finally come out after 7 fucking years.
I'm pretty sure I saw someone else point out as well that in that shot where there's the big building with the statue in the middle, up on one of the balconies, it looks like G-Man walking across in the background.
I never know. I'm going to have to reread the panel now. I didn't notice that, but...
Because he wears the same colour.
G-Man wears like a blue suit.
It's kind of that colour.
I would say he's got like a tealy blue, dark blue, navy blue kind of suit.
Anyway, it was a guy in a blue suit with a briefcase walking on a balcony in the background. So.
It could be. I mean, we know that this is going on a tangent about Valve games for a second, but Wheatley is in fucking TF2. There is a version of Wheatley in that game. Portal does take place within the Half-Life universe, and the character of Ellis apparently is familiar with the TF2 mercenaries because he phoned them to give them his hat. So, go figure. They're all tangentially connected in some way.
Well, I mean, G-Man exists in multiple instances of the multiverse simultaneously anyway, which is why it talks weird.
Yes. Anyway, if you want to know more about Half-Life, go watch the Let's Play, which we're going to do on Damo's channel at some point. We'll get to it eventually.
Might not be up yet.
No, but it will be, and we'll be doing the other games too, so subscribe for Half-Life shenanigans. Anyway, back to our interrogation. Can you tell us about your relationship with Frank? Been his secretary for just over 3 years, and as far as the office is concerned, I was across everything. As you can imagine, he was a very busy man. How was your relationship outside of the office? Detective, I barely have time to wipe my kids' noses before they go to school, never mind socialising with my boss.
Okay, so she's already got kids.
Yes, so?
So she's maybe already married.
But if you're thinking it could be motive for an affair, though.
Possibly.
And then she killed him because they were having an affair and was about to be found out. Aha, I'm onto you. Okay. Tell us about Frank's character. She doesn't look like the type? Yeah, they always say that.
No, I was going to say she doesn't seem to have any injuries.
True. What was Frank like as a person? He was kind, caring, an old-school gentleman, holding doors open for me, you know. He was also a workaholic. He never took a break, never out of the office, meaning I was never out of the office. Okay, fine, give us an alibi for the time of the murder. Where were you last night? Am I a suspect? We're looking to establish who was where and when, you know. Was at home with my husband and the kids. Taco Thursday. That's not how it goes.
It's plausible.
I mean, if her husband and kids can idea being there, then, it's a decent alibi, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so the time of death was around 7:30, and we've unlocked these bits of evidence for now. Newspaper.
Pheasant. Ooh.
I am not going to read all of that.
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
But Daniel's making a name for himself as the people's politician. Blah, blah, blah. He's got a favourability rating of 42%. His approval ratings are rising. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, fair enough. Huh. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody is angry about his view on gun control, which, to be fair, for American politicians is a contentious issue anyway. Leave it at that. What else? Let's take a look at the other bits. Before we talk to her again, let's take a look at what else is in the room. See what else we can spot.
Yeah, let's examine the room thoroughly first.
You don't really tend to play many games like this, do you, Damo?
Me? No.
See, I love point-and-click detective-y kind of games. With it being a bloody newspaper on the table, I was thinking like LA Noire, because the newspapers give you extra cutscenes and things in those. Not that we've played LA Noire for the channel yet. We'll get to it eventually, I'm sure. I do want to do it. Let's see.
Okay, well, there's Thursday. Water treatment, ribbon cutting, black tie dinner, 7 p.m. till late.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
But he was killed at 7:30.
Yeah, which means he probably didn't get to it. Or he left early.
Interesting. But no, because he was killed at his home, wasn't he?
Yes, let's say maybe he didn't get there. But linking those together has given us a dialogue option, because I can't undo that. So that is a correct assessment there.
See, I'm paying attention.
Yes, you are. Which is good.
Yeah, I think the only sort of point-and-click games I've really played were some like the Telltale games.
We played Nancy Drew on the channel fairly recently.
Yeah.
Well, fairly recently.
Fairly recently. I think it was a couple of years ago now, Shiki.
Time flies when you're having fun. It took us a while to get through that, unfortunately, just because we kind of lost the footage for a while, so even though we completed the game, we just sat on finished for ages, which is why the audio quality improves massively halfway through the bloody series.
Right, let's ask about the timing of the event.
Yeah, you said the shooting took place around 7:30, right? That's what the neighbours said, yeah. There's an event in his schedule starting at 7. That means he didn't go to it. I wonder why not. Need a bit more time. So yeah, he didn't attend the event. Oh, oops-a-daisy. I want to move that over here for now. But let's talk to her again. She's going to know the ins and outs of his diary. Tell us about the event in the diary. You had him marked down for an event last night around the time of his death. The opening of the new water treatment plant. It's a big deal, lots of jobs. Everyone was expecting him to be there, the press, his opponents. It had been arranged weeks before. He was shot at home when he was supposed to be at the event. Do you know why he wasn't going to show up? Yeah, when he left the office around 6, he told me he changed his mind about the event and was going to stay home. He said he didn't like the optics, being seen applauding the incumbent in the middle of campaign. Did that sound believable to you? I said it myself 3 weeks ago, but it was smart of Frank to do it last minute, you know? Have people asking some questions about why Frank changed his mind about attending, instead of just letting the governor pat himself on the back. Frank always had good instincts about how to steer the narrative. Huh. Okay, so if the water treatment thing was part of his campaign... Does he have any enemies?
It sounds like it was supporting something that he didn't really want to.
Yeah.
It would have looked bad for him if he had.
I wonder if he's got any enemies. Anyone out to get him, that sort of thing.
I mean, his
opponents, sure. I might his political opponents come to mind.
Political opponents.
But certainly no one that would want to kill him, but Frank was a politician. He had plenty of people who disagreed with him, and he more than returned the favour. For example, he was no friend to the gun lobby.
Yeah, well, we already figured that out.
What was Frank working on? Somehow, in between his work on the Water Commission, his tax policies, the support for free high school lunches, which is a good thing, give kids free school meals, you bastards, we were running a campaign. I can't believe that it's all over now.
Yeah, whose hands are shaking in the picture?
Yeah. Picture over there. Is that who I think it is? Yes, that's Governor Johnson. He worked closely with Frank. It looks very friendly. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Get mad! I'm not going to quote the whole thing. I could.
I know you could.
It's in there.
You could.
Cave Johnson, we're done here. It looks very friendly. How was their relationship? Detective, that photo is an exercise in public relations. Frank opposed a lot of what Governor Johnson was proposing for the city, so they weren't exactly friends.
Yeah.
I'd often hear Frank getting heated on calls with the governor, but Frank had a tendency to get heated on most calls. When you've worked in politics as long as I have, you learn that it's all part of the process. People with egos all thinking they know best. Yeah, don't I know it? I've interviewed many a politician in my time working in media.
Who else knew he was at home?
That's a good point, yeah. If anyone else knew he was home, that's opportunity to go home and shoot him. I wasn't to answer questions from the press until after the event, and I didn't tell anyone else. So that's a lot of new clues there. A lot of new clues. Right.
Interesting.
So I'm just going to rearrange things a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
Because it is a bit of a mess right now. So, somebody was potential. I mean, that makes sense for me connecting those together.
It does, but I think that could be a bit of a red herring in terms of culprit. Because if it was a member of the gun lobby, why would they leave the gun behind?
True. You think someone's trying to frame them?
I think... Right, do you want to know what I think? Seeing enough with my expertise of seeing... Well, I won't say expertise. I've seen crime shows and things. This, to me, the gun being left, the casing being left, the blood on the window as they tried to escape injuring themselves... I think somebody came into his home, possibly invited, they had a heated argument, and the gun went off by accident, and they panicked and fled.
Okay.
That's my working theory at the moment.
Now, I will say, because I mentioned getting it for Switch, I have played this before, and I have completed it, but I was high as fuck on pain meds, so I don't remember barely any of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like I say, I know nothing about this game. That's just a theory based on cliches and...
I mean, it's kind of going down that kind of angle, isn't it? So...
Yeah.
You could be right. So
but
we want to link our evidence together. We can get hints if we wanted to, as well.
No, let's see if we can do it with that. So, okay, so Frank Daniels, that's...
They are murder suspects, yeah. Sorry, our murder victim. Our murder victim.
Was expected at the event... can you connect... Was expected at the event and cancelled last minute?
Yes, I can. So we've linked those together.
Yeah, also had been planned for weeks, mate. Ooh, planned for weeks.
Yeah.
Interesting. It had been planned for... hang on. Oh, it says Governor Johnson didn't know Daniels was home.
Yes, I mean, he's probably not going to break in.
No.
The things with question marks are the things which we need to substantiate. We need to substantiate these with something. Well, I'm going to bring this down here. Like, we know they were rivals, so I can connect those together.
That can link. Well, how come the member of gun lobby's been disconnected from Angry About?
Oh, that wasn't linked to that. That's its own separate strand.
Oh, okay. So you can't link those. Oh, you can link those.
I can. These things like match up with what we need to substantiate. We need to identify the who and work. Well, we've got a why and a who potentially, but we also need to connect these things.
Okay.
If we can, we don't have to, but the more you substantiate, the better score you get.
Connect it to at the moment.
No, we might find more evidence and better reasoning later on in the chapter, and then we can come back here, and then we can connect these together with things that make sense for a better score. We can just submit it now and get like a C rank on it or something, but...
I think we need to dig a bit deeper.
Yeah, the more of these we connect at the moment, the better score we'll get for this chapter in the mission. That's how this works.
Yeah.
So she told no one where he was.
So she says.
So she says, yeah.
I don't... Okay, that kind of connects. No?
I mean, I can choose to turn it off if... it doesn't have to.
Gun not be far out away.
Yeah, it doesn't have to connect. I can turn it off.
I mean, it does kind of connect.
Okay.
And it also kind of connects with Daniels didn't go to event. Or that would also connect with schedule, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can connect those together if I want to, but I don't really have to.
No, it's not necessary, I don't think.
Also, this plays so much better on computer than it does on the Switch. The controls on the Switch were fucking terrible. In this menu in particular, they were very annoying. So I think it's a who, and that is our potential... That could be... I mean, we could choose to submit this now, but as I say...
No.
No?
No, I don't think that's correct.
Well, it's not going to be Governor Johnson. Like, we've got no reason for it. He didn't know he was home.
We don't know. There could be somebody else that we haven't uncovered as a potential suspect yet.
We've got everything that's here in this scene.
Oh, in this... Oh, right. If it's specifically for this scene.
Yes, it is. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. Yeah, it's just for this... We'll go on to another chapter after this, and then we can get more of the picture. It's just what we have for now. We're substantiating and working out, correlating the evidence we have together. This, what we've got in this window, we'll take with us into the next chapter.
Right. Well, at the moment, then, given the evidence that we currently have, the only one...
It makes sense.
Potentially the member of the gun lobby.
Who is angry about the views.
Okay.
That's the only potential thing we've got, but we can't substantiate where Nadine was.
Yeah.
Or anything about them. Like, we can't really... They could be the potential who, but it doesn't make any sense for them to be.
No. Not at the moment.
Like... She knew his schedule. As to we've only got... We've got... The thing that popped up in the corner just then was deduction links 1 out of 4. There are still 3 things we could potentially connect together to get more dialogue for more clues.
Yeah, connect Frank's secretary with Frank's schedule, maybe.
No, that's not giving us anything.
Okay. No.
I could ask for a hint.
No, not quite.
There we go.
Ah.
So Frank Daniels is leading in the polls, and Governor Johnson is his rival. So that's given us something.
Okay.
So we're not quite done here yet. Seems like Daniels was creeping ahead in the polls. I'm guessing Governor Johnson will be privately relieved that Daniels is dead. You saying that his murder was politically motivated? What? No, I just... Think about it. Who benefits the most from this? I thought about it, and you're reaching. Johnson was not taking out the competition. Was he? We can't rule anything out. So
Well, no,
that
because,
could be...
Oh no, Daniels was leading, so hang on, what does that say?
That has given us new evidence as a potential motive that the Johnson may have arranged the hit on Daniels and it was politically motivated.
Interesting.
That's given us a new why other than the one which we already had. See, it was a good thing I didn't go straight away.
Yeah, arranging a hitman is plausible.
But he didn't know that he was home.
But yeah, I didn't know he was at home.
Yeah. So that doesn't make any sense. Well, we've got a problem with your theory that he arranged the hits. Nobody liked you at the Academy, did they? Your political motivation theory's a bust. If Johnson was expecting Daniels to be at the opening of the water treatment plant, why would he have sent... I can't say that word. Somebody round to his home to take him out? I was just checking you were paying attention.
Now then.
Yes.
It might not have been a hitman. Maybe.
Yes.
Again, this sort of ties into my other theory. He sent someone round to his house expecting him not to be there.
Oh, so you think it was a robbery gone wrong or something?
Well, not necessarily a robbery. Maybe he sent somebody to try and dig up dirt on him, get some sort of blackmail evidence, something like that, rummage through his files, try and find a way to sabotage him, and Daniels was actually at home. Oopsie, it all goes wrong.
So you think to try and sabotage his increasing ratings or something?
Possibly.
Well, we know that Governor Johnson couldn't have planned the murder because he wasn't at home, so let's move these over here.
No, like I say, I think it was accidental.
You could be right. I like how aesthetically pleasing all the things being linked together is.
Yeah.
I do like drawing things together, it's kind of fun. Let's talk to the secretary again, see if we can find out more about his home life. So tell us a little bit about that. It was just him and his wife. He wasn't one to talk about his private life very much. Frank worked a lot. Believe me, those late nights in the office can put a strain on a marriage. Define strain. More often than not, I was making an awkward call to Mrs. Daniels explaining that he wouldn't be home for dinner. How did she seem about that? Sometimes angry, like, hold the phone away from my ear, kind of angry. It didn't seem like they were very happy, but I think she worried about him. She was always calling him, asking where he was and when he'd be home. So his wife was concerned about him. Aha! Bingo. There's your sneaky fucker. If the wife is always asking where she was, why did she say that she told no one where he was?
Yeah.
Are you sure it was only you who knew where Frank was? If his wife was always calling, asking where he was... Oh, yeah, right. Actually, Rosemary did call, That's such a middle-class name, Rosemary. When Frank would be home. Sometime before 7 last night, I told her I didn't know and that she'd have to call Frank at home. I guess it's lucky that Rosemary wasn't at home last night too. Bingo. That's given us all out. A good thing we stuck around.
Yeah.
So...
Interesting.
Yes... I think we can do member of gun lobby and leave it as angry about the views on the guns.
For now, as long as this isn't like the final.
No. As I say, we'll take this with us into the next chapter.
Okay.
Ready for me to submit that?
Yep.
Okay. No. Incorrect.
See, I told you it wasn't the gun lobby.
Okay.
Try the wife.
Oh shit, wrong button.
I actually know because we don't have a Y for the wife.
Well, let's try politically motivated with member of the gun lobby.
Governor.
No, I'm not submitting governor. I don't think he did it.
Okay, yeah.
He couldn't have planned a murder.
Lobby. Politically motivated.
Try this again. Nope. That's not correct either. But he couldn't have planned the murder because we know he wasn't home. Like, he didn't know that he was at home, so it couldn't have been him.
Like I say, I don't think it was a planned murder anyway.
Let me try this again without the connection to the political motivation. No. What am I missing? What am I missing?
See what he's got some dialogue.
Apart from Mrs. Rapino, the only person who knew Frank was home was his wife. An unhappy marriage is as good a reason as any to murder someone. Ugh, won't ask what makes you say that. Nice work, though. Let's wrap up here and get back to the station.
I guess we try his wife and unhappily married.
Could be. Let's try it. Well, we got 3 failed attempts, which has lowered our score quite a bit, but we did find all items and evidence and make all 4 correct deductions. However, we only substantiated 1 piece of evidence correctly.
So far.
Now we just wait for it to load. There we go. 11:15 AM. I'll look into the secretary's alibi. Oh, you don't believe her? It's not really about what I believe now, is it? Objectivity will only get you so far, Cassandra. You're going to need to listen to your gut eventually. Cass, I may trust my gut, but I'm not sure a judge would. I mean, look at it. There's no time to worry about Nadine right now, for the Lady Daniels have returned. Rosemary's back, eh? We can question her at home. Bingo.
Okay.
Also, I can hear somebody coughing in the background where you are. Is that your sister at home?
Are you sure it's in the background where I am?
Yeah, I heard it
I
before.
didn't hear anything.
It came through from your end. You've got your headphones on, you wouldn't.
Must be the ghosts again.
The ghost coughing, yeah, okay. You got your headphones on, you wouldn't necessarily hear it.
I do like that ticking clock sort of noise.
Yeah, so do I. Listen, the woman has just lost her husband, but I know, I'll go easy on her.
Who gives a fuck if she's the one who actually did it?
Yeah, are you kidding? The opposite. They teach you that a grieving widow can't be a killer at the academy. Everyone's a suspect.
Yeah, exactly. Trust nobody.
I don't. So let's go talk to this middle class looking... Sorry, you were saying?
No, it's okay.
I'm so sorry for your loss, blah blah. I know this is a hard time, but the sooner we can establish some facts surrounding his death, the sooner we can find who is responsible. I do like how the police badge on our jacket says MMM for Murder Mystery Machine. I've only just noticed that.
Yeah.
I just want to know what's happened, and whoever murdered Frank to be brought to justice. Oh. I promise that myself and Detective Huston will do everything on our part to make that happen. Thank you, Detective. I'm going to stop with the silly voices, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
So, was anything taken, first of all? I don't know if you've had a chance to look around, but have you noticed anything missing? Any jewellery, or... No, I don't think so. I suppose Frank interrupted them before they could take anything.
Which is what I said.
Yeah? but we don't know if that's true or not. That's just her theory.
No.
Tell us if he had
It's my
any
gut
enemies. Anybody who would want to hurt him. No, but he seemed stressed recently, increasingly so. I asked him why, but he just put it down to work. Maybe that's why he skipped the event. He was supposed to attend the opening of a new power plant last night, but in the end he didn't go. Do you know why? He said he's changed his mind about going. Something about sticking it to Johnson. If he'd just gone to the stupid ribbon cutting, he'd still be alive. Do you mind if I ask why you weren't planning to attend with him? I don't enjoy being one of those wives who showed up to be a decoration on his arm. Frank knew those kind of things bored me. So where were you that evening? You said you went out? Where were you going? To the theatre, measure for measure. Did you go alone, or... Yes, I was alone. Not to sound rude, but do you often go to the theatre alone? As a politician's wife, you quickly learn that if you don't do some things on your own, you might never do them. I was going to make a rude joke then, but I won't. That's all for now. So, bits of evidence we brought with us. His schedule, things being scheduled for weeks. He was shot at home. Nothing appeared to be stolen. So let's have a look around. See what we can see. Got his notebook.
This could be interesting.
His handwritten notes. They don't tell us what they're about, though, which is a bit annoying. There's something on the desk over here.
Yes, there is.
The theatre... Oh, tickets for going to the theatre, actually. Doors at 7. Show starts at 7:45.
There's 2 tickets there. She said she went alone.
Maybe she bought one for Frank. But there is 2 tickets, you're right. We'll bear that in mind. I can link those together right now and we'll get something. Yeah, see what she says about that.
Yeah.
Also, there's these flowers here.
Plot thickens. Mystery admirer, perhaps.
I'm sorry?
Maybe somebody sent them to his wife. Maybe somebody else, whoever she went to the theatre with.
Got a few more questions. And tell us about the flowers. Oh, the Governor Johnson sent the flowers.
Oh, interesting.
No, but it was nice of the governor's office to send them along. It means a lot. Oh, they sent them after he died. Okay, they weren't before.
Okay.
His secretary mentioned that they weren't the best of friends. Did Frank ever mention hostility? Not to me, he didn't. Frank often avoided talking about work. Yeah, anyway, tell us about the bloody second ticket, you cow. I wonder if you can clear something up for me. You went to the theatre alone, but you have a receipt for 2 tickets. Yes? The second ticket was for Frank, but he cancelled yesterday morning. So why did he cancel going to the theatre? Especially when he's had his schedule done for weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's pick this up over here.
Yeah.
Office party photo.
I wish we could actually see them.
Well, see the photo, you mean? I can zoom in.
Yeah.
It's very low resolution. But
I can't see that.
I mean, I can do my best. I know you can't see it, but... Yeah, someone coughed again.
That was him.
Was it him?
Yeah, it's him.
I thought it was your sister at home next door or something.
No. No, that's the guy in the game.
Huh. That could be from the flowers, you know.
Oh, actually, from Frank,
Yes?
link that up with his handwritten notes.
Oh, to match his handwriting.
Yes.
Very good. Very good indeed. This is why I bring you along, because I wouldn't have spotted to do that. A little something to show I want our love to last forever. Found a small gift note with that written on it. No sign of the gift, I'm guessing diamonds, since they're forever. Very, very good. Bond's name's the James. From Frank Daniels? I don't think so. The handwriting is completely different from the writing in his notebook.
You can't see it, but I'm grinning and nodding.
Rosemary's Toy Boy, maybe. This is getting interesting. That might explain why she's lying. Something strange. She just told me she went to the theatre last night because her husband cancelled on her yesterday morning. That is strange. Especially since the secretary told us he'd been planning to go to that water plant thing for weeks. And she said he'd only cancelled last minute. The plot thickens indeed. Somebody's lying here.
Yep. Well, we know who.
Yeah. Second ticket is not for Frank. We think she's got a boy toy, or a toy boy, or whatever it way
And that's
around
all
it is.
4 deduction links as well.
Is that all 4 of them?
Yep.
1, 2. We've only got 3. Oh, they're 4. No, you're right. We do have all 4.
I saw it in the top right corner.
I wasn't looking. I was looking down here. Can you see my mouse, by the way? I'm hoping it's recording.
Can I see your mouse?
Yeah, the mouse in game. Like when I hover over the different bits, or is it not showing up for you?
I can see the little corner bits pop up around the icons.
But you can't actually see my... Okay, I might have to fix that by next episode, because you should be able to see my mouse. Got a few more questions. Tell us about the office party photo. You know, we'll start with a nice easy one.
Yeah.
It was taken at the night he got re-elected. Well, you look very happy in it, because I was told to. That was my role that night. Photo ops and local press. He was a wonderful man with noble goals, but he was selfish in his pursuit of them. Righting the wrongs of the world was Frank's priority, but just one at a time. For one time, even, I wanted his priority to be me. So that's why she has a lover! Mrs. Daniels. Is something the matter? I have reason to believe you're not telling me the truth about who you were with last night. In order for us to do our job, we need all of the facts. Yes, tell us who you were shagging your cow. I was at the theatre, isn't that enough? We need to know about who you were with. Another man? That's not against the law, is it? Oh, so you don't deny it then? Yes, I was with another man. Who would have to tell you this? Why don't you tell us about it straight away? You're they.
I was going to say, withholding information is a federal offence.
Don't you start. Let's start with his name. His name was Jack Levinson. I know what you think, Detective. Frank and I were more like friends. It wasn't a loveless marriage, but it was lonely. See, I was right to insinuate making about a dirty joke before. I met Jack last year at an art interpretation. What, you mean like smearing shit up a wall? That counts as interpretive art. It's something... It became something more than I intended. Sorry.
Know a lot about smearing shit up walls, do we, Shiki?
Anyway.
Was that anecdote from personal experience?
No.
Anyway, moving on.
It became something more than I intended it to be. Anyway, I thought Frank was going to be at a ribbon cutting last night, so I went to the theatre with Jack. I got there early, little after 6:30, so I just called Nadine to find out when Frank would be home. She was cryptic, so I called Frank at home, and he told me he decided not to go. I told him I was going to the theatre alone. And then what happened? The play ended around 10, I said goodbye to Jack, and I got a cab home. And that's when I saw the police cars.
Okay.
So who the hell is Jack Levinson?
Good question.
I'm going to bring these down here just so I can zoom it in so it's a little clearer for you. Because I know it's quite small over Discord for you.
Yeah, I can see it's okay at the moment.
Alright, cool. So
Okay,
she's
Jack
lying.
Levinson.
Well, I think he's one of our who's. We just need to substantiate who he is. So she purchased 2 tickets, one of them for Jack.
Well, you can also connect him to the lover.
Yeah. I think that's right. So we've got one of our potential who's, but we don't have a why that's popped up yet. Beepy beep. Sorry. I'm just gonna move these over here. There we go. Make it a bit bigger for the YouTube audience as well, because these will be quite small on screen. Can we? Yes, we can talk to our colleague. See what else he has to say. Mrs. Daniels finally admitted she was with someone else at the theatre, a Jack Levinson. Do you believe her? I think so. You think so? Did you interrogate her or not? She's been through a lot. How about we call the theatre and see if we can find any witnesses that can place them there? We need some informed theories. Here's a theory. She's lying about everything. Last night, thinking the coast is clear, Jack Levinson meets her here, and when Daniel shows up unexpectedly, he gets his gun and threatens to kill them both. Levinson gets the gun from Daniels, but it goes off and Daniels goes down. Levinson gets spooked when he hears the sirens and hightails it out the window where he cuts himself. I mean, it's possible. Sure, it's possible, but do you want to leave and give her a chance to call Loverboy so she can warn him to get the hell out of Dodge? Come on, I think Rosemary's been through enough for one day. He's even as paranoid as Fox Mulder is. You mean, Mrs. Daniels, I thought I told you not to go so soft on her. I thought you were my partner, not my boss. Not here. Me and you need to have a talk back at the station. So, there's our why. So, caught cheating, potentially. We may not be able to substantiate everything at this particular juncture. We may take them with us.
Yeah. So is the office party photo not connected to anything?
I don't think so. I mean, we can connect it to Governor Johnson, but it doesn't really do very much. It doesn't tell us what... Well, I mean, they were there, but...
I mean, it gets rid of the question mark, so...
It does, yeah. I mean, we know he was in the photo.
Was Nadine in the photo?
Possibly? So we have our why, and we've got one of our who's, and the other one possibly being Rosemary. I mean, Governor Johnson could have sent a flag. We don't know that the note was...
It's alright, the stream froze then.
Oh, sorry. We don't know who the note is from. We got the idea of the lover out of her because we found it, but the note could be from Governor Johnson to go with the flowers. But
maybe. Or plot twist. What if it was from Nadine to Frank?
Oh, possibly, but I've got no way of connecting those.
Yeah, that's something we'll have to come back to possibly, if we can.
Yeah, I don't think she can be connected to the office party in some way. So what can I think it is Jack and Rosemary, but I'm not sure what to substantiate this with to prove it's her.
Well, can we connect that she was lying?
To what?
Well, so her saying that she was alone at the theatre?
I mean, yeah, we can. It doesn't really do anything. We've got all our deduction links. Unless we put Governor Johnson. Because he does have motive.
I guess.
They are the two primary suspects, I suppose.
Well, I mean, I'll let you test it, but
Let's test it and see. I love that bass ticking. No, didn't think so.
No, I didn't think so.
No. Okay, so I imagine. Well, we've only got one Y, so we know that's right, and I think that's
Can
right
we,
too.
Can we connect crumpled gift node to Nadine?
Where is it? Sorry, I've lost it on the thing. Ah, there it is.
Or actually, yeah, or to
We
Jack.
can, but we don't know who it's from, so we can't really connect it to them. It's anonymous. We
know it's not from. We know it's not from Frank.
Yeah, the only one we know it's not from is Frank because it doesn't match his handwriting. That's the only thing we can prove. We can't prove it belongs to anybody else because we don't have examples of their handwriting to connect it to.
No.
Although Nadine knew Frank's schedule.
Yes.
And she knew he was at home.
Yes.
So, I don't know, let's try her and see what it says. Nah. I think that was too much of a reach, but we know that she knew his schedule. Yeah, we need to substantiate this in some way, I'm just not sure what. It's connected to the fact that the second ticket wasn't for Frank.
Yeah, that at least that does substantiate it.
There's a motive. Right, let's try that. Okay. Again, only one correct substantiation. That is a hard word to say. Substantiation is a hard word to say. Right. I don't know how long we've been recording for, by the way. I've lost track.
It is 10:05.
I know what time it is, I just don't remember what time we started. We didn't catch a killer, but I'm happy you and your new best bud, Mrs. Daniels, had time to hang out. The woman clearly didn't kill her husband. What happened to wanting me to use my gut? Your gut's guess is only as good as the facts it's based on. Your gut should have pressed her for more info. Okay, let's stop talking about my gut for 2 seconds. Do you have a problem with me? I have a problem with rookies screwing up. You said you wanted to learn everything there is to know, but you ignored literally the first thing I suggested you do. My years on the job used to mean something around here. I thought I was doing the right thing. Give me another chance. I don't believe in second chances. After we close this, I'm asking for you to be transferred. Yeah, maybe that's for the best. As if that's not enough, the lab messed up the bloods. I'm surrounded by rookies. Messed up how? Enough to be inadmissible in court. Believe me when I say the DCPD has issues with crucial evidence slipping through the cracks. So not only have we got rubbish evidence and a rubbish partner, we've got a potentially corrupt department to deal with. Great. At least we've got a partial print from the weapon. The weapon belongs to a Tammy Marden.
No, the weapon doesn't, the print does.
Yes, sorry. My old CI owed me a favour. I've tracked Miss Marden down to a local bar. I can interrogate her, I can do this. Whatever. If there's even a whiff of amateurishness, I'm stepping in. We can have donuts now if we want. Oh no, we haven't got donuts, it's a chair. I remembered we get donuts at some point. So, how are you doing? That doesn't look very comfortable for your spine, I have to say.
Now that I will say, is it possible to still get it correct even if we don't get all the substantiations and everything?
Yes.
Okay, that's good then.
I believe
as long
so.
As long as we get the correct person in the end.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention right at the very start, which I've only just remembered right this second. This game has branching storytelling.
Yeah, makes sense.
So if we substantiate something wrong or differently, the dialogue and things will change, and it will change our story. I probably should have prefaced that right near the start. It completely slipped my mind.
Yeah, this does actually. It's very similar to how some of the Sherlock Holmes games play.
I have got a couple of those, the Frogware ones, which are...
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those. We should play those at some point.
I have one, and I forget which one it is. I think it's Crime and Punishment.
Yeah, I've got that one, and I've got the one which came out before it as well. I don't
that's
have...
the one where you have to figure out what happened to a train that disappeared with people on it.
I don't have the daughter, Sherlock's daughter. I don't have that one, but I've got the other two.
The Devil's Daughter. No,
Devil's Daughter, that's it.
Yeah, that's a newer one that came out.
Yeah, that's the one that came out after.
There's also that Lovecraft one as well.
I don't remember what the Lovecraft one is. There is a Dracula one, which is by the same studio, which I do have. Dracula Origin. I have completed it.
No. I mean, it was a Sherlock Holmes game, but it was It was to do with Cthulhu. It was. I think it was the one that came out after Devil's Daughter.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Although I will say, speaking of Sherlock Holmes and Cthulhu, and Lovecraftian stuff, there is a series of novels which is about that sort of stuff. In fact, I have them on my bookshelf. I'm looking at it right now. I've got all three of them, although I can only see the second one, which is Sherlock Holmes and the Sussex Sea Devils.
Oh.
But there is three of them. I do have them. One of them which I managed to pick up at the Waterstones in London when I was visiting my, shall we say, not quite partner at the time, which I also just so happens to be a signed copy, because they popped into the Waterstones in London to do a book signing like the day before, and they had some left over. So I've got a signed copy of that, which is quite cool. Anyway, enough wittering bollocks about Sherlock Holmes and H.P. Lovecraft. Although that being said, there is a H.P. Lovecraft game from the Max Payne era of games called Dark Corners of the Earth, which is a fun first-person shootery detective-y kind of game. We could play that at some point.
Oh, I see.
You might be interested in that. Me and Joe tried to Let's Play it for Halloween whilst I was at uni and do an episode on it all the way back in 2017, and the fucking thing didn't record the footage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a nightmare. I have tried it before. I know it's a buggy mess, so you'll find it fun.
I've actually just found the one I was talking about. It's called Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened. It came out in 2023.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'll have to look into that, because I've got Crime and Punishment and the one that came out before it.
Yeah, it's apparently, according to the Steam page, it was also made in Ukraine.
Ah, interesting. Well, is it a Ukrainian development studio, Frogware?
I mean, it's Frogwares. It is Frogwares, so I'm assuming it must be.
I didn't know they were a Ukrainian studio. Fair enough. In that case, then go out and buy it and support people who are living in Ukraine.
It's currently 80% off on Steam as well.
Oh, that's even better. Well, it's not, because they get less money, but, encouraging sales, is a good thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough blathering. Let's get on with it.
Yes, enough about that.
The Dusk Till Dawn Bar, Scene 1-4.
Really?
Yes, really. "3:30 p.m. Your old CI. Do you trust him?" "Yep." "Why'd you cut him loose?" "I didn't. He cleaned up his act." "Guess they don't make lowlifes like they used to." "That lowlife became a friend." "I didn't mean..." "Half my cases would be turning cold now if it weren't for guys like him. Just find Tammy and find out if she shot him."
The Dusk Till Dawn Bar, eh? We're not going to see Quentin Tarantino drinking tequila off Selma Hayek's feet, are we?
There's the sentence.
It's a thing that happens in the movie.
Oh, I know. I just don't really want to have that. It's in the metadates now anyway, you already fucking said it. Oh, crap. You people again. This is harassment. Harassment? You're always in here shaking down the clientele. Not this time. We're looking for a woman. Tammy Marden. Do you know her? And what's this about? You a lawyer? She's over there in the blue. An unfriendly bartender. That's nice. So it's that person there.
Okay.
Is there anything else in here? I can talk to the other people, potentially. No, I can't yet. Is there anything else here? No.
Doesn't seem to be, but it is kind of...
It's kind of what?
No, I was just going to say it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so it's not really related to any of our scenes.
Yeah. You Tammy Marden? Who's asking? Detective Clark, DCA. Brunt, FCA.
She's got some really strange physics going on with her clothes.
Yes, she does. But this is an indie game, remember? Some of it's going to be a bit wonky.
I mean, that's fair enough.
I don't know nothing. You don't know what we're asking
That's a
yet?
double negative. If she doesn't know nothing, that means she knows something.
Exactly. I know what I know and what I don't know. I can't help you. You can answer my questions here, or I can take you to the station. Fine, ask your questions. Tell us about Frank Daniels. The politician, Frank Daniels, was murdered last night. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. You seem surprised. Why wouldn't I be? What would you say if I told you that your fingerprints were on the gun that was used to shoot him? What? I'd say I would have to be a pretty great shot because I was in here from 6 till closing last night. Fingerprints don't lie. Well, neither do I. Have you had a gun stolen recently? I didn't get nothing stolen for nobody. No, has anyone stolen a gun from you that you owned? Nope. Can you think of any other way your fingerprints might have gotten onto the murder weapon? Oh, maybe you made a mistake. I'm done for now. Very defensive, but apparently was in the bar all night. Well, let's see if these people can witness. Yeah. That punk behind the bar won't serve me till I pay my tab. Since when? So he's inebriated. Let's talk to the bartender. If he was here last night. What now? Maybe if you ditch the attitude, this would go faster. How may I be of service? And tell us about Tammy's alibi. Were they in here last night between 7 and 8 p.m? Yeah, she was here all night, drinking. And tell us about them. I like to keep a little distant between myself and the clientele, mostly due to the smell. Also about the bar tabs and things. Do you keep a list of your regular tabs behind the bar? I don't know why you'd be interested in that unless you're here to solve 1 or 2 robberies. Where is it?
Yeah. Let's see if what Levinson's name's on the list.
Ah, good. Or potentially one of the other politicians.
Yes.
See if Johnson was in here. Don't say cooperation so loud. So, they've got a list of bar tabs, but their alibi was confirmed that they weren't here. So that complicates...
Let's see the list of fucking names. I wish the game would show instead of tell.
Yeah, I'll talk to this other person first. Then I'll go pick it up.
Yeah.
You got a second mohawk? I've got all the time in the world for a pretty good... Oh, okay. Stereotype of a lesbian wearing tartan much, and denim. Very, very good. Stand down, miss. This is police business. Hey, nobody's perfect. What do you know about Tammy Marden? Not much. She's in here a lot. Mostly alone. I made a move one time, because, you know, I gotta try. Not when she was interested. Now we just avoid her. Which is all good, because I sometimes see her talking to people that I don't want to know.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Why don't you want to know... Okay, save it for now. Why don't you want to know these people? Because they shady, and some of the stuff she's shifting their way is as hot as her, if you feel me. Yes, I feel you. I think. If you want to buy just about anything half price, Tammy's the person you talk to.
Like a gun, for example.
Yeah, which is why her fingerprints would be on it. If she gave...
for fencing stolen goods.
Sorry?
Known for fencing stolen goods.
Yeah, that just popped up, you're right.
Link that to 9mm handgun.
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't pop up as a deduction link, but let's put it as why the fingerprints are on it instead, and now it does.
There it does.
Right. Whilst we're over here...
Let's go get that list.
Yeah, the bar tab
Because
list.
if we see a familiar name on that list, there's a good chance that's our suspect, especially if they were in here. Okay.
Herb, Rafferty, Jake, Tammy, which is paid off, McWoo, Shorty, Dick, Schmitty, Russell, and Bird, who was also paid off as well as Shorty. What? His name was Jack, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Jack Levinson isn't on here, but neither is Johnson.
Fake name?
Yeah, there is that. Is that... No, it's not that one. Oh, no, that's popping up as a deduction link. Okay, they were in the bar all night and they paid the tab.
No,
right.
no, it still said 1 out of 4, didn't it?
Let me bring the evidence up again. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. Sorry.
Maybe bar tab list?
To what?
Oh, hang on, no, ignore that for now.
Okay, let's talk to them and see what else they say.
Yeah.
You got more questions? Yeah, tell us about your fencing. What do you do for a living? Would I be in here in the middle of the day if I had a job? So you don't sell stolen goods, then? They weren't able to prove that. Anyway, I don't do that anymore. You just admitted that you used to do it. I don't think you killed Frank, but I think you sold the gun to whoever did.
Yeah.
Unless you can prove it, what you think is your problem. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, which explains why her fingerprints were on it. Oh, hang on. If she's unemployed, how did she pay her bar tab?
Yeah.
Sorry, it took me a second to spot that. Here we go. So, bartender. Tell us about the bar tab. Recently paid it off in one go. Yeah, last night. Why? Tammy told me she was unemployed, so she came into some money. You're asking me because you know she won't tell you. Yeah, well. Sorry, bartender barfly, confidentiality. I can arrest you for that, you know.
Maybe she didn't pay. Maybe she gave him the old Sloppenheimer.
Jesus. I mean, we saw it was a thing in Max Payne.
Came into some money, connect to sold gun, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, I almost accidentally paused it. He's not helping us, he's just standing there.
He's drunk.
No, our colleague.
Yeah, well, I mean...
He was a dick anyway. You paid off a pretty hefty bar tab last night, yeah, so? I thought you weren't working. I borrowed it. Save it. That money came from you selling the 9mm that killed Frank, and who knows what else. I need to know which one of your friends bought it, or I'm taking you in. Guess I'm coming with you then, because I ain't no rat. I get it. You got a rep to worry about. But what's that rep worth to you inside? A lot, man. You think my customers don't have connections inside? What is this, your first day? If I give you the name of the guy I sold it to, it's not just my rep I need to worry about. I can't read.
Well, we know she sold the gun to a male.
Yeah. Oh, do you think she sold it to Frank?
No. Well...
She could have done.
Maybe.
She could have sold it. He could have bought the gun off of her for his own protection, but that is just a guess.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch, because...
So, have we got anything else that's in here?
What does Shitlord have anything to say?
I don't think he does, but let's try it.
Oh, that's stinky.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, well, it looks like we need to do some deductions then.
Oh,
Before
I saw a sparkly thing.
Oh.
A hidden item. Oh, it's a collectible. I forgot. I remember it. Yeah, I remember those now. I forgot that was a thing.
Okay, let's have a look at the evidence again, because we obviously need to do something with that before we can progress.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of potential who's, but...
Who's Nate? Is the bartender Nate's old CI?
I don't think he is. I don't think it is his... Oh, hang on. There we go. CI stands for Criminal Informant.
Yeah, I know what CI stands for.
Yeah, so let's talk to Nate now. He might have something to say. Oh no, it's her
she's
again.
got something more to say.
All right then. You have more questions? She's his CI.
No, we're asking her about becoming one.
Oh. You know, you don't have to be a rat to help us. You could become a criminal informant. Yeah, same thing.
Cool.
Difference is, a CI gets paid for their info. Yeah, right. Seriously, be mine, and any charges from selling the gun that was used in the murder of Frank go away. How much would I get paid? That depends on how helpful you are. You can start by giving me a name. Okay, John Riley, an associate, put us in touch. Never seen him before. That it?
Never heard of him before.
Dummy called me from a phone in his hotel to set up the meet. I star 69'd him. What? What does that mean? No, because she says, like to know what I can about who I'm doing business with.
I don't actually know what it means.
If you think you have an idea that isn't inappropriate, put it in the comment section down below. It might be an Americanism, which we're not getting. Oh, hang on, unless that's... I'm thinking star 69 on a phone keypad to look them up.
Yes. Star 69 refers to a last call return.
Okay. Got you. So it is a phone thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a reverse phone number search, I assume.
Do I get paid now? First, I need to make sure your story checks out and you're not selling me a pack of lies. So don't go too far. Right, so we have our who. John Riley, whoever the hell that is. The gun was sold to a dude, which is our 9mm.
Yeah.
And we know he was shot at home. So we have our who. I don't think we need to worry about anything else. That's just it, really. I don't think it could be anything else.
But before we do anything, can we cross-reference John Riley with the bar tab?
Oh, you're right. Let's take a look at that again. No, they're not on here.
No, okay.
She did say she'd never seen him before.
Yeah, that's true.
So they wouldn't be a bar regular. She'd never seen him before.
And we've not heard the name come up so far either.
No, but if they were just like a paid one hit and then done or something, which we think it might have been, potentially, then that would explain why we hadn't heard that name before. Let's submit this as our potential who, because I don't think it could be anything else.
We still have quite a few unsubstantiated things hanging around. It's bugging me.
Those things only need to be substantiated if we're submitting them, which we're not.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough then.
So I'm going to bob this in. Yeah, that doesn't look like it could be anything else, really. So that was a fairly easy one.
Yeah.
What do you make of this so far, anyway?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. We've got another 7 chapters to go yet.
Oh my god.
We won't be doing them all in one session. I think we might have to do multiple sessions for this. Because I think we've probably been going for, what, like an hour?
Yeah.
I mean, I
I'd
know
say
I'm gonna.
probably at least an hour.
I know I'm probably going to cut this down, so the episode's probably going to be about 45 minutes-ish, but it doesn't really matter. I don't care. People like longer episodes and things anyway. Tammy's info checked out. John Riley checked into the Sleep Easy Motel on Wednesday. What's up with you? Nothing. Look, the transfer, it's nothing personal. I just work better. I'm thinking about Rosemary Daniels. In the same day as I promised her we'd bring her husband's killer to justice, I told the woman who supplied the murder weapon she could get a free pass. We'll let Tammy off the hook now. Maybe one day she gives us a tip that actually helps prevent another Mrs. Daniels losing her husband. But we don't owe Tammy squat. You're right. She's a criminal. You need to decide if you want to arrest her. It's your call. Do we take her in, or do we keep her as an informant?
No, we stay true to our word. We told her she would be a CI if she helped us, and she did.
I agree. I don't think we should turn on her like that. Like you say, she might be useful. Is that the right thing to do? Sometimes there is no right thing. Right, time to pay a visit to John Riley. Yeah, we can wrap this up.
All she did was stole the gun. She didn't know it was going to be used to murder somebody.
No, she didn't. Alright, let's bob into the Sleep Easy Motel. PM.
I like how if you remove a couple of letters from Sleep Easy, it just makes sleazy.
I think that's the joke.
I know.
You want to lead on this? You come this far, you might as well see the case through to the end. So, this is Mr. John Riley, huh? Thanks for letting us look around, Mr. Riley. He's got a bandage on his arm.
On his hand.
Mm-hmm. Manager said you were asking everyone in the building. I was wondering if we could ask you a couple of questions. Okay.
Why does he also kind of look like Agent 47?
He does. Agent 47, I've got a job for you.
Do a quick zoom in on his face with, a man has fallen into the river.
I mean, now that you said it, I don't have to.
That'd be better if it was the actual voice line, though.
Yeah, I could. I don't know. Stop giving me more work in editing. I've got enough to do already.
It would be not that hard to do.
I'm lazy. You've not worked this out by now. Do you know a man named Frank Daniels? No. Why? You sure about that? You don't know anyone called Mr. Daniels or Frank? You tell you what he looks like to me. He looks like Pavel, the guy who committed the murders in Super Motherload. I think that's his name. Pavel Wintrov. Oh. I believe that was his name. It's the guy who gets driven mad who's towards the end of Super Motherload, who commits the murders on the different drilling stations. And his confession and ultimate disconnecting from the call with a handgun to his own face, I believe, leads to one of the greatest pieces of music in the soundtrack other than the main theme to the game. The track My Hands in Super Motherload is fucking beautiful. It's really, really good. But that entire game is fantastic. If you've got 2 hours to spare and you want me to... if you want to join me whittering on about a Flash indie game from 2002 having a graphical upgrade in a fantastic indie little platformer with a gorgeous sci-fi soundtrack and a horror story, then go give that a watch. Even if you just pop it on in the background. The game is fantastic. It's one of my favourites. It's fucking good. It really, really is.
Yeah, and if you're not sure and you need a little bit more convincing, it's kind of like a 2D side-scroller version of a game about digging a hole.
It's not, but...
It's kind of similar. They're both about digging down and finding stuff and bringing it back up and selling it.
By that logic, my game where I played Descending is similar to that, because you dig a hole, albeit in the Soviet Union, and there's more horror, but I digress.
Maybe they should go and watch that one as well, then.
You should go give some of my indie horror games from October a bit of love, because they didn't get very much.
Anyway, Hitman's been staring at us awkwardly for a while now, so we should probably say something.
Has he actually blinked this entire time? I've not been paying attention. I don't think he has, you know. Anyway, no, what's this about? Frank Daniels was shot in his home last night. I don't know nothing about that. Why are you asking me? Somebody made a call from a payphone downstairs to someone with a connection to the murder weapon. That sounds kind of vague. That's why we'd appreciate any help you can give us. No idea, sorry. So, tell us about your alibi. Where were you last night between the hours of 7 PM and 11 PM? I was here. Alone? Just me and the pay-per-view. Who are you watching? Wrestling joke, sorry. If it was me, it would be Rhea Ripley, but I keep my Twitter likes to myself. Anyway, what's your reason for staying here? I just wanted to get away from a couple of days. Yeah, don't go anywhere. So,
Yeah.
He's got no alibi.
No.
Let's explore the room. Gas station receipt. Or petrol station, as we call it over here. Which was time-stamped at 7:06.
Interesting.
Well, I'll see if I can accumulate all the bits of stuff.
Yeah. Looks like there's a first aid kit in the bathroom. Packed bags.
You're going somewhere in a hurry, huh? What's in the bin? Why is there a fish tank in a hotel room? That's an odd choice.
Yeah.
Gloves in the
Black
bin?
gloves. Yeah.
Oh, gloves would mean that they wouldn't leave any fingerprints on the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Although you can get fingerprints from the insides of gloves. Have you ever seen the TV show Death in Paradise?
Yes.
In season 1 of Death in Paradise, they've got some latex gloves which they need to get fingerprints from the insides of. So what he does is he puts them with super glue, turned inside out with a light heat bulb, for like you use for a lizard, inside a fish tank on the gloves, and because it superheats the glue and it goes into the air like a fumigation tank, it then makes the glue stick to the fingerprints, which shows up under UV light, so you can then mirror it and get a match for your fingerprints from the insides of gloves.
Yep.
So wearing gloves and things, if you're planning on committing a murder, isn't always a guarantee that it's a good idea, because you can get just, putting that out there. I do like
Crime
Death in
tips with Shiki.
Anyway, I do like Death in Paradise. As kind of cliche and a little bit corny as it is, I liked it. The first couple of seasons, especially the guy who played the detective in the first couple of seasons, who was in Primeval and also is in Bloody.
Johnny English.
Johnny English. I was about to say Detective Mr. Bean. But
no, his name in Johnny English was Boff.
Yeah. But he was in. I was about the Detective Mr. Bean movies, is what I was going to say. Yeah, he's in those. I like him in that. I like the seasons of Death in Paradise that he's in. But also the guy who replaces him in series 3, I also liked, and the Irish fellow who was in Father Ted, who comes in later on. After that, I haven't seen anything after he turned up, so I watched the first couple of seasons he was in it. The Father Ted Irish fellow.
It's just a shame we have no idea who created Father Ted. It's a mystery.
I heard he's an arsehole. Look, I'm a trans woman. I'm well aware.
Yes.
But yeah, fish tank in a hotel room is an odd choice. That must be a nightmare for the cleaning staff, I have to say. Alright, let's take a look at this.
Stitching kit, yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew that. It's literally just... It's almost a bit too obvious that it's him, but I think it's just because it's the first mission, so they're giving us a bit of an easier job.
I think you're right. So, we can connect with the gloves to the fact that his prints weren't on the weapon. Stitching kit to his bandaged arm.
I've got the 7 deduction links with this one. Bandaged arm, blood on glass.
Yes, you're right. Where is that? There we are.
Next to bandaged arm. Yeah.
Okay. We know it was the gun, but we need something to substantiate the gun. We know it was him, but we need to substantiate it was him. And we also don't know why. Let's talk to our colleague and see what he has to say, and then we'll talk to him. So, we got the gloves. Perfectly good black leather gloves. I mean, it's fitting for Agent 47 with the black gloves, isn't it? It's part of his attire. In the trash. They're wet, so anything even remotely useful will have probably been washed off. That's why his prints weren't on the gun. We can keep looking, but I doubt we'll find anything physical to connect him to it. With no hard evidence, all we've got is Tammy's account of John Riley here buying the gun from her. I think underneath that bandage arm is a nasty cut from the window at Daniel's residence. I think so too. So he breaks the window to get in, maybe thinking the coast is clear for a quick burglary, cuts himself on the way in, or more likely, making a hasty exit out of the window. Even if the lab hadn't tainted the blood from the scene, John Riley's lawyers could try and argue that he broke in earlier in the day before Daniels was killed. You're kidding. I've seen criminals walk up with more compelling evidence hanging over them. We need to prove he broke in when Daniels was home. And there's a receipt. He bought petrol and a cup of coffee just after 7 last night from a gas station not far from the Daniels residence. That proves he lied about being here all of last night. That alone wouldn't be enough to get a conviction. Okay. So we know he broke in.
Well, we can connect opportunistic burglary with nothing was stolen, though.
Oh, you know what? That's a good shout, actually. Yeah, there we go. Rosemary Daniels said nothing was stolen. Any 2-bit lawyer would have our burglary motive laughed out of court. What are you thinking? It could have been a contract killing. You think Riley seems smart enough for that kind of work? Maybe not, but the contractee isn't too bright either and paid Riley to carry out a hit on Frank Daniels. So the fact that it could be Governor Johnson who paid him off.
Yep.
But he's not on the list. As our who. Let's talk to him now and see what he has to say. Yeah, tell us about your arm. I cut it hopping a fence, cut right through the sleeve of my jacket. When was this? Yesterday. In the morning. Looks to me like you stitched it up yourself. Why don't you go to a hospital? I can't afford hospital, but yeah, we really are in America. Tell us about your packed bags. Looks like you're all packed up and ready to go. Yeah, I need to get home. A lot of baggage for a couple of days. Got a lot of shoes. Wasn't sure how long I'd be away for. Likely story. So...
Doesn't have much money, so...
that could be linked to the opportunistic bit.
Paid to murder Frank Daniels.
Ah, you're right, but there's one more thing which we need to link together.
No, you connected couldn't afford hospital bills.
Oh, sorry. I thought I clicked on the right one. There we go.
There we go. That unlocked the new dialogue.
Sorry, I didn't spot I did that. Thank you. I would have been staring at that for like 5 minutes, wondering why the fuck I hadn't got it right. I can't find anything suggesting that he was paid to kill Frank. The guy's clearly broke. Let's hope the physical evidence is compelling enough. So, we have Tammy linking the gun to Riley. She'll never testify in court. We can guess that a blood test will prove that he cut his arm breaking into the Daniels' home, but it won't prove when he broke in. And the gas station receipt can place him near the scene of the crime at the right time, which only really proves he lied about where he was. But we could check the security cameras. If the sleeve of his jacket isn't ripped before 7 p.m, then he has to have cut himself on a broken window when Daniels was home. It's good, but it's a big if. Yeah, it's not a slam dunk. Give me a minute. I want to try talking to him. Hope you know what you're doing. So... Oh, shit. I'm gonna move this over here. Let's try talking to him and see what he says.
Yeah.
Do you want to force a confession? I mean, it's the only other option we've got, really.
Yeah.
Mr. Riley, are you sure there's nothing you want to tell us? Like what? Like you bought a 9mm a couple of days ago and used it to murder Frank Daniels? Okay, I'm done answering questions. I want a lawyer. And I'm done asking him. Here's what's going to happen next, John. We're arresting you for the murder of Frank. A blood sample will prove you were at the scene of the crime, and a witness has placed you downtown buying the gun from a known fencer. No, I didn't go downtown. How could they have seen me with her? Ah, with her. Okay. I didn't say it was a woman. Him or her. Popular politician like Frank Daniels probably had friends in the judicial system. Premeditated murder. I'd say you're probably going away for the rest of your life. I don't get it, John. You don't seem like the contract-killing type to me. I'm not. Prove it, otherwise we can't help you on your day in court. He wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah,
he was supposed to be at some party for the opening of the new plant. I thought the place was empty. Yeah, I was going to boost some stuff for cash, but he came into the room before I had the chance. I didn't want to kill him, he just came at me and I had no choice. Cuff this guy so we can get out of this dump. You know it was an accident, right? That'll count for something. It's not me you've got to convince anymore. Yeah.
There we go. So it wasn't a paid hit.
No.
It was a planned burglary.
I'm just rearranging it to look neater, because it's a bit of a mess.
Yes. Can we connect Tammy Marden to 9mm handgun? Clear that question mark up.
We can, but I don't think we need to. Actually, no, we do need to, because she sold him the gun. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Ah. Right, okay, so we have our who, which is John Riley.
John Riley.
We have the
our
what,
which is 9mm handgun.
And we have our why for a planned burglary. I think that's fairly clear cut.
Oh, yeah.
Also, though, these ones here, there might be a one that looks like a map.
Oh, was it planned? Was it planned burglary or was it opportunistic burglary?
But he read that he wouldn't be at the event, so he planned it to go in.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah,
like he didn't have.
No, I agree.
I mean, we can try it and see. It might be one.
No, it was planned because he knew he wasn't supposed to be there, so it was planned.
Yeah. Anyway, just one thing to quickly add. We've got the who, what, and why. These ones look like a map. Sometimes there is a question of where, which we have to substantiate, and these ones with a clock will be when we have to substantiate a when. So,
right, but I'm assuming because this is the first. Oh, John Riley's confession.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just going to quickly move that over here so it's a bit cleaner.
Connect that to planned burglary, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's pop that in. And there we go. We only got 2 out of 4 for the substantiations, but on the whole, we were right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, 11 p.m. Late finish. That's almost as accurate as the time it is in the real world.
It is.
Yeah. Well, you solved your first murder, made your first morally dubious call, and you put your first scumbag in a cage. How does it feel, partner? Honestly, pretty damn good. Wait, did you say partner? If you think you can handle it, handle you mean? What happened to I don't believe in second chances? I don't. But I realised I never really gave you a first chance, so what do you say, Cassandra? Maybe if you drop Cassandra and just call me Cass? I don't know about that. Oh, phone's ringing. It appears to be ringing. Is it supposed to ring? Old Earth communication device. How does she speak? Old Earth Cockney. Watcha? That's for Joe's benefit. Huston, Captain, this is Detective Clark. Detective, please inform Detective Huston that his ex-partner, Lou LaPaglia, has been murdered. Oh dear.
What? Did we do something wrong?
No, but we've just got a phone call that his partner was murdered.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that, but...
So, plot twist.
Pagliacci the clown.
Yeah, that. He's the one the kids really don't want to see. And we get this cutscene again at the end of every thingamabob. So, there we go. That was Murder Mystery Machine. What did you make of that for a part 1?
Yeah, I like that. I'm interested to see what comes next.
It certainly is different. I do like the weird art style.
Yeah, and I'm doing better at it than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, we'll bring you along for Nancy Drew next time.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is this cutscene linking all the different bits and stuff together references future cases and things.
Yeah, I did notice that we visited several places from this in the first part.
Yeah, it's all interconnected in some way.
Oh.
You'll just have to find out how next time on Murder Mystery Machine. Catch you then.
Bye-bye, everyone.